And this right here, the thing that I referred to as the skate wheel, if that bearing ever goes out and breaks on you, go to Zoomies and buy a 4 pack of whatever skate wheel and bearings and just put it on there. The size of the wheel does not matter. And because to replace this steel one that they now come out with is something like $300. Or you can get a 3 pack in bearings for like $30. All
Good
right,
to know.
this is now not in timing at all.
When you say Zoomies, you're talking about the skate shop, right?
I don't think he can hear you while this machine's going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What was your question?
I was saying when you say Zoomies, you're talking about the skate shop, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to be clear. Thanks.
Or Hastings. Well, I guess Hastings doesn't exist anymore. And I don't know if it ever did here in the Midwest, but you can't really see it, but you can definitely hear that it does not sound the same as before.
We can't hear your machine at all. We can only hear you for some reason.
Well, it's visibly shaking,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. Let me do this.
Oh, I like the clip light
I
on
don't know.
the
Maybe there's video stabilization, but the whole machine is moving.
Okay, I believe you.
And really, it's not going to damage the machine to do that, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really, really annoying
Yeah,
because
and loud.
when it shakes that much, it will walk.
Yeah.
And changes the stroke orbit of it. So
Stroke or
your
the orbit.
mining
Yeah.
times will get longer.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Charles. Does anyone
And
have
this
any questions? This
Danny,
obvious. Go ahead.
I was just going to mention that in the operation manual for the machine, there is a small note from Optech all the way to the right that says the gear belts do not need to be very tight to function properly. Over tightening will cause premature belt failure. If you really, really, really tighten them down, they are going to just fray over time and stretch and then break. So tight is tight, like push it, but you don't need to get your foot on it and push it as hard as you can at the back, but just
Yes.
use as much
Right.
arm muscle as you got and push it back before you tighten it down, and the belts will be tight enough. The way Charles shook the belt after he tightened it down, that's the amount of play that you should see in the belt. It shouldn't be much, but there should be some,
Right.
just to verify that it's not over tight.
Yeah, that, and I was more asking about the screw itself because I know, having traveled in some stores, there's like some screws that have been tightened down in all different machines so tight that like they just can't be moved, and others that aren't. So it makes sense on this one that just this screw should be as tight as possible because loosening will loosen the belt.
Yeah, you just don't want to tighten it so much that you'll never get it back off again.
Right.
Yeah, another thing, those tensioner springs on, like, I think it's the left side of the machine, those will snap. And so if you have a couple extra of them, that's like really good too.
Right up here
Yeah,
on this.
yeah.
See if I can get a better angle. This spring.
Yeah, that one.
Now, there is a trick to that. If that spring snaps on you and you can't get another one in time, you can clip the spring off, bend it with a pair of pliers, and then put the screw back on.
Yeah.
But then your spring's a little shorter, so you just have to adjust here a little bit, and it still works just fine.
Gotcha. So it's something you can do to get by while you order
Yeah.
one.
Because that screw just has it, so it attaches.
Okay. Awesome. Any other questions from anyone? So Charles, you mentioned that when you're reading the instructions in the Optech manual, that some of the things can be a little confusing. So when you have the opportunity, could you write down the directions for this in layman's terms like you just used as far as 7 to the left and all that, so that I can share that with this video, so it'll be a little bit easier for some people to understand?
Well, that's really how it says it in the manual. The only thing
Okay,
that gets confusing is on the older machines, this right here has a grease cert.
okay,
These two are not, they're the same color.
yeah,
Instead of that notch up here, it's just a one that's very, very small. I
okay.
think I helped you one time and I told you you had to like feel it with a screwdriver.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's just
And
not
then,
more, it's not as visible on the older style.
yeah, if you have an old manual,
Gotcha.
they may have a newer one on the TAC website.
Is that what you're looking at, Scott, on the, when you read the instructions,
Yeah,
the
I'm
one on the
looking at it
website?
right now. It's the same one. It's not any update.
Okay,
But that's where the kind of confusion comes in is if you have one of those old cast iron ones, that's what the directions are stating. So the terms kind of change because there's no grease point here,
hmm, right,
whereas on the old ones there were.
okay,
Hence the cover plates now have whenever you replace them, they ship you this to cover where you used to put grease into the machine.
okay,
So that's what this one looks like is whenever I got this machine, it had the cast iron ones in it.
right.
Whereas now my newer machines,
Don't have it.
they just
Yeah.
lack the hole.
Okay. So if somebody out there has the older style and they have an opportunity to take a picture of what it looks like with the Zircon there and send it to me, I will send out this video with the written guide and pictures of the difference between the two so that you have that to go by when the time comes that you need to adjust for your timing. Okay, we're right at time. So thank you so much, Charles. This is the first time we tried to do this, and I think it was pretty successful. I was able to record it, and you gave really thorough instructions. We could see it all. So I hope this was beneficial to people. I'll send out an email later on today, or tonight and try to attach, this video. And I'll, in the email, ask what we want to look at next for next week's machine. Maybe we'll do it every other week so that we have time to go over regular stuff that has to be gone over and then an equipment the following week. So we'll talk and see what we think will be most beneficial for the next video, and I'll make a library of this so that we have it to refer back to. And then other videos like the one Zach sent on drill mounts or any other videos that people have access to that has to do with equipment. If you can get those to me or let me know where they're at, I'll try to make it a library that we can all access, similar to what we have on GroupMe by equipment, so that you have a place to go when you're going to do that repair. Anyone have anything else they want to bring up before we pop off here?
Tammy, I just wanted to suggest that we keep the ball rolling on the cylinder machines for the next equipment call.
Okay.
To do things like we could do pin replacement, you could do adjusting the stroke and the orbit.
Lap tables, rocker arms,
Yeah,
baffles.
just really just to to keep the focus on those for the moment until we cover pretty much everything, and then we can move on to the next one.
Yep, nope, that's a great idea.
Oh, yeah, on
Alright.
that note,
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody's gotten the newer lab tables. But there's one less baffle.
oh, yeah. Yes, most people are getting those now, and then the baffle that goes underneath it is just like, it's a little baffle. I call it the spaceship baffle because it looks like it's the shape of a spaceship. So you just need that little one. You don't need the big one that when you take the bolts off and the ring off, you spring a leak. So yeah, very beneficial. All right, everyone. Well, have a great rest of your week. Don't forget about benefits, and remind your other full-timers as well, so that nobody is left next year without benefits. So have a fantastic week, and thank you again, Charles. Oh, also, final reminder, I don't know if Zach, you got the email on this, but Zach won the spectacular specs for, we're behind now, so for September. So he will be getting a visit from Christian to get that award sometime, depends when the snow flies, but congratulations, Zach, on that.
Yeah, thank
And
you. I was able to blend the lens, so that -18 doesn't have a line on it. So I think
yeah,
that really moved it.
yep, and I'll include that picture in next week's video because yeah, usually you have all that witness on the edge of a lens that's not very attractive, and there's none of that on there. So, and it was phenomenal. So great job, Zach.
Thank you. I see the chat too. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Have a great week, everyone. We'll talk next week.